So I think we are reaching the end of this conference, and it has been a pleasure to be with all of you. I hope you enjoyed all the sessions and you had time to talk to the speakers. You've been able to network, exchange ideas. So before we officially close the ceremony, I'd like to invite José Luis Quero, who is the Director General of the International Relation at the University of Córdoba. He's also an assistant professor on forest ecology, and he's been working on studying ecosystem on a multi-scale approach. But since last year, he's really in charge of promoting also the university and helping the government team stabilizing people. And so he's going to come here on stage and also present some of our MCAA ongoing fellows or ex-fellows, and we'll hear a little bit about their personal stories. So, José Luis.
Thanks, Alejandra. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to me to be here in this closing ceremony, and I hope you enjoy the conference and the city with its corners of history and knowledge. As an institution, the University of Córdoba is really honored to be part of this event, but we are even more honored to have Marie Curie alumni as part of our faculties. That's the reason why I'm going to stop making this speech soon, and I'll get the floor to a representation of them. We have the privilege to count with 35 Marie Curie scientists at the University of Córdoba. They are the actual protagonists, and they are going to tell us how being Marie Curie alumni have impacted in their life and how things are going in our institution. So, let's start to Rocío Hernández Clemente. Rocío was a Marie Curie IF in 2013 at Swansea University, United Kingdom, developing a physical model used to validate a satellite mission in the European Spatial Agency in a program for forest canopy. Rocío, tell us.
Thank you very much. Well, it's really a pleasure for me for being here. Since I get this Marie Curie grant, I was really keen to participate in this type of events because mainly after all the postdoc that I have, I realized that Marie Curie didn't change completely my career for different reasons. So I was feeling really grateful to share my experience with other students. And to share as well the great opportunity that this grant is giving to you. In my case, specifically, I was in another postdoc in Finland, and I detect a gap in science. I found that there was a big mission called FLEX that will be recording a very important part of the spectrum that give us the chance to measure chlorophyll fluorescent. But then I realized, because of my work, that we needed, basically we needed to develop a specific model in order to translate this data and link it with physiology in forest canopies. So Marie Curie gives you this great opportunity of being sitting in front of your computer and say, okay, let's see, I have this big idea. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to take the world and I'm going to think in which of these prestigious laboratories I could develop my idea. And why you feel like you have the opportunity to choose different labs over the world? Basically, because Marie Curie is very well known, and because it's a very prestigious and well recognized position. So only for that reason, you know that if you get the grant, you will have the chance to be very welcome in other labs. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think this is not the situation that you always have with other postdocs. So taking this opportunity, if you get the funds, during 2 years, you have the chance, you have the budget to travel around, to fight for your objectives, for your work. And this, little by little, makes you independent. And the difference between this postdoc and other type of postdoc is that you are working, or you are fighting against your own idea. Other postdocs are linked to other big projects with a specific line of research, which is really good as well, because it gives you the chance to, well, to learn about already or ongoing research. But having the responsibility of achieving your own objectives and achieving your own work and trying to get into sense your science makes you independent. And this is a unique opportunity that you can do during 2 years and give you this kind of space in science. And just to conclude my, my talk, in my case, in my specific case, after these 2 years, and after developing the model, publish the results and validating these results in different journals, even though the position is not permanent, it's 2 years, I had to tell you that this was the very first time of my life that I felt part of the academia. And because of this feeling, I decided to have a baby, for instance, something that was a constraint since I decided to start my scientific career. And this is because I found myself that even though I didn't have a permanent position, I have a part in the science that I created, right? So, and I knew that everything would be fine. And that's true. Marie Curie opens you many doors. So find your gap, go for it. And I think, well, Marie Curie grant should work to keep this excellence, because help, I think in different terms, helps to become or to develop your independence as a researcher.
Thanks, Rocío. Big applause, please. Amazing history, thanks. Well, now we come with Antonio Romero Ruiz. Antonio is Associate Professor of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology here in Córdoba. He was a Marie Curie IF in 2016 at the University of Cambridge, studying new neuroendocrine pathways regulated by glial cells in the hypothalamus. Antonio, please.
Thank you very much, Luis. So first of all, I would like to let you know that it's an honor for us to be here and to have the opportunity to receive that important meeting in our university. So it's a pleasure. And so José Luis told me yesterday that if I want to let you know my history, so I try to summarize. So before I got my Marie Curie, I was granted with three competitive and excellent programs. The first one was for my PhD. I got maybe the most prestigious, one of the most prestigious in our country program for PhD was FPU. FPU is not one of the most prestigious. And then I got the first postdoctoral program, competitive also, was Sarah Morel. That includes an stage out in the international stage. So then the next one was a new competitive program called Torres Quevedo from Ministry of Innovation. When I finished that program, I said, okay, it's not enough. I need to stabilize. to get an stabilizational position, but was not possible. So why? Why? There is a lot of reason, but it's not easy. And then I thought, okay, I have 2 daughters, a family, but I need to do something more. And then in this moment, I decided to apply for a Marie Curie, and I get it. So I was very, very happy and very, very nervous because I have to leave home and go to UK during 2 years. And at the end of my Marie Curie, I had the honor that University of Cambridge offered to me the possibility to get an stabilization in UK. But in the same time, I had the possibility to come back and get an stabilization here in Córdoba. So actually, Marie Curie changed my life. And then, so today, I have a professor, and I have a co-leader of a new group in Biomedical Institute of Córdoba. So yes, I decided to come back from Cambridge, but actually the reason was Marie Curie. So yes, Marie Curie actually works. So that is my history.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Antonio. So, thanks. Definitely is impacting your life. Then I give the floor to Javier Caballero Villalobos. Javier was funded by a Marie Curie Fellowship to carry out research on the improvement of sustainability of daily herds by implementing tailored therapeutic protocol to control mastitis. And Javier?
Hi, everyone. First of all, thanks for having us here. And thanks for joining us. I hope you're enjoying the most beautiful city in the world, which is actually a fact. If you read it, it's a fact. I'm a little nervous, perhaps, after listening to so many people and outstanding researchers. So this is just my imposter syndrome kicking in a little bit. Anyway, my experience with Marie Curie has been quite positive. I was ongoing to Ireland with a co-funded fellowship, a 2-year co-funded fellowship with the Irish Research Council. So I went to Teagasc, which is the Agriculture and Food Authority in Ireland, and there was an included secondment in an NGO called Animal Health Ireland. So my background is a veterinary degree. So it is very unusual to find vets actually engaging totally in academia. And I chose that path, but I was always sure that I wanted my research to be directly, to have a direct applicability in farm animals, which is what I study. So in my case, I was studying dairy small ruminants. I was working on manchega sheep and on goats in Spain. But as you probably know, people that come from the Mediterranean area, like those systems are not as well developed as cows. So I thought it would be worth to go to some place where they could have proper dairy systems and a strong research system also to develop my skills and transfer them to small ruminants. And I had the opportunity to go to Ireland, and actually the Irish Research Council offered me an extension of my fellowship, a 3-month extension. So in the end, I was 27 months. For me, the most important thing there is that I really had the chance to collaborate with Animal Health Ireland into doing stuff that was really applicable and really made it better for farmers. So I worked in the mastitis control and program. So everything I was doing, I was not just in the lab. I was also talking to farms and assessing the farms and helping them control mastitis at a herd level. And it was very, very enlightening for me. In the end, my experience was so good, and I was a good match for Teagasc, and I was offered a permanent position there as a research officer. But actually the pandemic came, and I decided that the best would be to come back to this beautiful city, to the university where I obtained my degree. And I applied for several returning calls, and because of my Marie Curie, it was the first time that I got everything I applied for, which is very unusual. So I had to turn down 2 or 3 fellowships and just chose the prettiest one. And I am now expecting to get an assistant professor position, hopefully soon, fingers crossed. And that's basically my experience with Marie Curie. Thank you.
Good luck, Javier. Well, finally, Maria Agustina Dominguez Martin, Tina, was awarded with a Global Marine Curie Fellowship in 2017, studying photosynthesis and photoprotection in marine cyanobacteria. This took place in two different institutions in the United States of America, Michigan State University and Berkeley. And she came back with us in 2021. Tina?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Joseli, for the introduction, and thank you for having us. My God, maybe this is too. So I don't want to be so repetitive, maybe with all my colleagues talking before, but I'm here to try to represent my experience was because I was awarded with this global fellowship that allowed me to go abroad from Europe to go to another continent. As he mentioned, I went to the US. And there, actually, I also, because of the way that we wrote the proposal, I was able to be in 2 different institutions, first in Michigan, at the Michigan State University, and then I moved to the West Coast, to Berkeley, to the Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, and this was very good because I also, thanks to Marie Curie, I was also having the experience of 2 different type of research cultures in the US because they are different way to management at the university level and also national level, national laboratories. So that was also good and increased also my vision how to do science and how to perform. And after this, I think I want to highlight that the Global Fellowship, the good thing is the return year. I think that you go back to Europe with a fully funded year where you can, where you have also already grow and amplify your horizon, learning cutting-edge techniques, and then you come back to Europe with all this knowledge and also with a lot of collaboration, and you increase your network. I have a lot of colleagues across the other side of the ocean that we are still in contact. We are planning to do things, and then on that you can establish yourself in Europe. I came back to Córdoba again, and also Córdoba has this very nice program that is, I will translate, maybe it's not exactly, but it's a retention talent program that if you get this type of excellent fellowship plus another award from the government that tells you that your trajectory has been kind of good, then they promote you to associate professor, and this is what happened to Antonio, and also it has happened to me like 3 weeks ago. So I got the award, so I'm now promoted to associate professor, so I have this solid career now, and this has been possible because of Marie Curie program. If not, I wouldn't never think that I will be like that, and also so fast. So now, because of that, I'm also ready to go to the next challenge. Let's see an IRC program if I can get, but I feel now strong enough after all this process, so it has been very, very good. So, yes.
Thank you very much, Tina, and congratulations for this position. Thanks to all of you guys for the wall pictures you draw, and thanks for choosing Córdoba to develop your careers. Just some last few words to give big thanks to Alexandra and Fernanda and the organizers for this outstanding event, for the atmosphere we could breathe here, and for counting with the University of Córdoba. Thank you so much.
So we are reaching the end. Now we have Claire Morel that is joining us, and I give the floor to Fernanda.
Well, yes, we have now to end this wonderful conference. A very special invited guest, Claire Morel, the head of the Marie Curie Actions unit. Sorry, I was missing the word. It's I'm tired already. So it's a great pleasure to have Claire here with us. She was always very, very supportive of the MCAA. We couldn't do as much as we do without the support of the unit. That has to be said. Well, I will pass the microphone to Claire. Let's hear.
Thank you very much, Fernanda, Alexandra, and Mostafa, and all the colleagues who have organized this event. Thank you very much as well for the testimonies that we've just heard. It's really music to my ears, and at least we know that the Marie Curie Action work, and we've seen. I mean, you are all real testimonies of it. But this is always very good. I think when you're, we in the end we are. I mean, we are behind our computers in Brussels, and we don't always get the chance to have, so much interactions and so much direct contact with all of you. So I think for me and my colleagues, there are several of us who came today, yesterday, and the day before. This is extremely reconforting, and at the same time, it brings a lot of new ideas. So I think during the introductory session, the plenary session, one of the colleagues said it's not easy to talk to the Commission. I mean, these people are behind closed doors, and it's not always easy to have access to them. I hope that you had the chance to meet my colleagues. We are there. We were amongst you. Some of my colleagues as well, I heard as well, they are policymakers and they don't know the world of science and of research. I'm not a researcher myself, but a lot of my colleagues who came with me are researchers. They did PhD, they had postdocs, they were in academic world and outside academia as well, several of them, so that you should know that we are also, we have also some, we understanding about all the issues and the things that you discussed in these days. And what I'd like to say is that your feedback is extremely important to us, and we need to find a way to structure this feedback. I don't know if you know that a big consultation has been launched and it's been closed already. So in case you didn't know, maybe it's a bit too late, but not completely too late. It's already the midterm evaluation of Horizon Europe, and there was also a consultation on the ex-post evaluation of Horizon 2020. And we're starting, I suppose if you're in these circles or if a bit in, around European programs and following what's happening, we're starting to receive feedback papers from umbrella organizations that are reaching us. This week, I think I've received 5 of them, and it's important. It's important because we pay a lot of attention, to this type of structured feedback. I don't think that we've received one directly from the Alumni Association, at least through this consultation. Maybe we did, maybe you did it through ISC. It's good, at least. But even if the deadline has passed, it's important that you send us, a structured feedback. Because I've heard a lot during all the sessions, and my colleagues as well, I've heard a lot of recommendations, sometimes critical remarks on the way the program works. And if we don't, if it doesn't come in a structured way, it's very difficult for us to implement changes. I heard one of the alumni here told me this morning, but I thought that you were expecting comments and recommendations from us every 7 years, when we launch a new program. but it's not the case. We are adapting the work program every year, so it means that we are adapting the rules every year. And I can give you a very concrete example that I've already mentioned. We organized a side event with OFF last July, and then I met a project coordinator who told me that he was going to do, he wanted to do a joint doctoral program with Japan, but that our requirements were that there should be at least two European countries. And he said it's already so difficult to obtain the agreement from a Japanese university to be engaged in a joint doctoral program, and then you're making it even more difficult by having two European partners, which is completely impossible. So I discussed with my colleagues, and we've decided to change this, and now it's possible to have a joint program with a non-European partner with only one country. So it's just an example. And if we, so just to let you know that we're changing and we're adapting the rules all the time. And under Horizon Europe, we've changed some of the rules. We had to for example, introduce demand management measures because we received too many applications, and especially for postdoctoral researchers, for the individual fellowships. And we had, for example, to introduce some demand management measures. So, the fact that researchers cannot resubmit the year after if they are under a certain threshold, or we had to introduce scientific age, things like this. We'd like to have your feedback on this, because maybe this is not necessarily for you because you've already had your fellowship, but it's for those who will come after, or those you will supervise, or those with whom you will continue to work in academia or outside academia. So I think it's very important. Another example, I mean, I've heard a lot of feedback as well on the fact that the costs, the unit costs, the salaries, the family expenses, etc., need to be addressed, that they are not competitive enough. And our objective, of course, is to have competitive conditions to attract the best researchers. So we are now launching a study, and we do this regularly to review all the costs, and you will for sure be consulted. So this is the kind of very concrete feedback that we need for you. So we'd like, and I'm looking at Fernanda, to find a way to receive this feedback, because you have so many ideas. I mean, we've written down a lot of them, but if it comes in a maybe better organized way, that would be extremely useful. Another thing as well, I hear that you're organizing a lot of training, and the training for the network, and you know that this is a requirement. The program, it's a program for the mobility and training of researchers. Each individual university research center is organizing its own training programs, and we would a lot benefit, I think, in sharing the good practices that you have in training. So any good training that you are organizing, I think we should find a way to make it available as well, I think, to the wider MSCA community. These are just ideas. Huh? We talked a lot about the manifesto. You heard during the introductory plenary session that we were encouraged to sign this manifesto to support the career of young researchers, to fight precarity. I think it's a very good idea, especially if you get political support from the highest level in the Commission. But don't forget that the power as well of a funding program like MSCA, because if you want really policies to be implemented in institutions, it's through funding program like MSCA. I mean, it's a program like MSCA that really puts into practice all the good intentions and the good the new practices. It's a program that is very regularly updated, that follows all the important policy developments. This morning we had a session on the new assessment methodologies, and don't forget that really MSCA is a program that will support the manifesto, and that can bring to life what you are promoting through the manifesto. So I think this is, yes, and maybe one last thing I wanted to mention. I mean, thank you. I mean, we were very pleased to see that sustainability was one of the main themes of your conference. You might know that under Horizon Europe we have introduced what we call the Green Charter, which are guiding principles encouraging project participants to reduce the, let's say, the environmental impact of their projects and of their research activities. So all projects have to report on this, on the way they are using the charter, and we will soon do a survey to see how this charter is being used, how it's been introduced, whether researchers pay attention to it. We did last year in your annual surveys, we added some questions on the let's say environmental impact of research work, and we asked as well whether you were aware of the charter, and very few of you were aware of it. So I think we need to do a bit more in this area. But when we will have the result from the survey, we'd like to share them with you and to have your thoughts as well on how we can go further with this charter, because for the time being it's not compulsory. I mean, it's just guiding principles, but we are thinking of the next steps, if we should be a little bit more let's say, if it should become compulsory. So that's all what I wanted to say, and I hope that you will keep my conclusion that we need to have a way to get, to use all these good ideas and the recommendation and the critical remarks that you've made in maybe a structured way, so that it can make the program work better and meet its policy objectives in the best appropriate way. So thank you very much for all the energies, and thank you very much for all this positive feedback that you've received, and we'll continue to support the association. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire, for wise words, and especially for the incentive, and for being so open to hear the community and to hear the MCAA, and that was always the feeling I had. I can confirm that the unit is quite open to the recommendations we make, the critics we make. And yes, we will, I promise, send you a document with recommendations. I talked already with some people that are involved with the policy working group, and that are very happy to put together these recommendations. We may need to find a clear, better way to gather the feedback from the members, which is something that is on our minds for a long time, but we didn't yet put in place. And that needs to be done urgently to have a more, let's say, sustainable way to make use of all the force of this community. So,
thank you,
Alexandra.
Okay, so thank you to our speakers, thank you to José Luis and Claire. And the speakers from the University of Córdoba. Thank you for sharing with us a little bit of your personal life with Marie Curie, let's say. And now we are going to introduce the poster winners. And I think Gledson and Ashish are going to join us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fernanda.
Thanks.
And Alexandra. So every year at the MCAA conference, we always have these great sessions that are more like in transversal topics. But we try to have every year a space where the researchers can also present their work, their research, their latest ideas, and any interests they have. So we normally do it in the poster sessions, but this year we also had the lightning sessions. So we had 4 lightning sessions for talks, and I think it was a great opportunity. So the researchers can also, the fellows can also participate, and we can see their latest research. And so we received many submissions. We had 4 sessions with online. It was hybrid, with online talks and also with on-site talks. But before inviting the winners, the best posters and best presentations, I would like to thank Ashish Vash. He was last year in Lisbon a co-organizer of this session, and he made a beautiful job. It was beautifully done, and now he's fully organized the full session. It's a lot of work, and I thank you very much. And
thank you. Thank you, Gladson. So for the poster session, we have 3 prizes, but they're not in the order. So all of them are first place winners. So first we have Shidera Winifred Amatsu. Can we have you on stage, please?
So just to, the prizes we are going to give, we have Coursera licenses. So each one of you, you're going to have a Coursera license and a certificate, which we are going to handle during this week. Okay.
And a special prize from Córdoba.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
you. Next, we have Meng Yang Liu. Can we have you on stage?
Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, we have Beatriz Musik. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Now moving on to the presentations. So session 1 was Environmental Sciences and Sustainable Research Practice. The first prize goes to Giovanni David Baron. Congratulations. Session 2 was Life Sciences, and the winner is Shaoshan Mai. I don't think she's here. She presented her work online. And there was honorable mention, Pablo Emiliano Tomates. Could you please come on the stage, please? He lost only by 1 vote, so we had to give it to him. Session 3 was Engineering, Chemistry, and Physics, and the winner is Huda Briva. Congratulations. This session also had an honorable mention, losing by just 1 vote, Soraya Accuse. Next session was Career Development, Economics, Social Sciences, Humanities and Arts. And the winner is Dora Keller.
Congratulations.
That's all from us on my side. Gletzen?
Yes, just the selection was, we had an open vote, so we sent to our attendees, and there was an online voting, and the winners were the most voted by the attendees. I would like to also thank all the people that submitted their work, and the ones that were able to present on site, but also some of people could not attend on site and attended online. And in general, I think it was a great experience having this hybrid, allow the participation from the people that are not here in Córdoba. And yes, it was a great, and we are looking forward for the next conference and to the next submissions. So thank you all, and I think
I will hand over the mic to next moderators.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Gletzen.
Thank you.
Well, it has been a great pleasure to have you here again. So thank you so much for your participation. And I think we are closing.
Yes, I think we can. Well, Mostafa seems to have something to say.
No.
I think we finished, Mostafa. It has been great 2 days. Wonderful community, wonderful interactions as always. I think that everyone shares this feeling of accomplishment. It's always a pleasure to be with you and to be together. So thank you for your contribution for the success of this conference.
Okay, one announcement, which is who are joining the General Assembly, make sure to get stamped. And second point is, as you can imagine, again, I spoke to the last night that this was a great event, really wonderful event organized by all the volunteers, the board, but especially you two. So the board has something to share, a very small thank you note to you. Where is the... Okay, so may I invite all the board members to go on stage? Mainly for Alexandra and Fernanda. Really, it's coming from me, Alexandra, who organized 4 events. It is an absolute wonderful job you have done. Thank you very much.
No, but it's to her. It was not supposed to be to me.
Both of you.
Both of you. It's transportable. So we selected like a small thing that Fernanda can actually transport. And then we went for a more sustainable option for Alexandra. So not cut flowers, but a plant that is going to stay with her.
Yeah, they know me and they know that I travel light. I travel with a backpack, which surprises Alexandra, who doesn't travel with a backpack. So and yeah, and they know me. Chocolates is always good. Everything with chocolate is good. Okay. Well, it's a wonderful team. I have to say. We couldn't do all of this alone. Of course, it's so much, it's not done by 2 people. It was a lot done by Alexandra, who was on site. But all the board members that were involved, and I'm looking especially to some that put a lot of time on it, and the task force members, who I would like to invite to come on stage, please, the conference task force members. Pablo, Beatriz, please, Ashish, Antonini, Federico. I think there are some still. I would also like to call on stage the communications team, the people from the communication working group that have been participating. They are all online. All that effort was done by online attendance. Oh, okay. So they are already on stage. So. Mostafa, you were part of it. And of course, yes, can't forget Ruben. That is a fact. Ruben, if you are hearing us from the online platform, wherever you are, thank you so much. He has been wonderful, really, in organizing all the communication, not only of this conference, but the communication of the MCAA. The chair of the communications working group, Ruben Hiosa. I would also like to invite on stage the organizers of the sessions. We couldn't have done it without you, so please, can you come online? Some are already online also, but all the others, Nadia, Brian, Magda, all the organizers of sessions, please. Jeshri.
Go, that way. We need to diversity.
We need to. And I would like to invite also all the members, active members.
It's better.
All the active members that contributed also to the organization of the sessions. We have moderators that were not coordinators of the sessions, but that moderated the sessions. I would invite you also to come on stage, please. They are already here. Okay. The chairs of our working groups and chapters, please. Can you come on stage? So you see, the success of this conference is not just the 2 of us. There's a lot of people behind, and I can't forget the people that helped us to reach the point where we are, the past board members. Can you please come on stage? Renaud, I'm looking at you. Brian is already on stage. Sarah. I see still some people that could come on stage. I see some active members, members of working groups and chapters.
All the speakers.
All the speakers. I see some speakers that are shy. Can you please come on stage?
Yes, yes.
Anna, come on.
All the partners.
I would like to invite. You are a speaker, but I would also like to invite on stage the members of the commission that are here, that we really appreciate that they take their time to be here with us. I see speakers there. I see speakers still sitting. And I see MCAA members that maybe were not so active until now, but I think they will become. Can I invite all the MCAA members that are still on that side to join us? We have a lot of members. Luckily, we don't have the 22,000.
I guess some people can stay here.
Come here. And last but not the least, why don't I invite you all to come here and take a group picture with us, please? And thank you for, despite not being a member, not being a speaker, or any of these categories, thank you for your presence and for your interest in participating in this conference.
And we formally invite Juliette. Thank you.
Juliette, we are waiting for you.
We are missing 2 people.
You can take the picture and then you join us, okay? Thank you and have a nice day.